Court upholds Obamacare. Who are the winners and who are the losers?
Whatever the politics, today's decision was a victory for people all over this country whose lives will be more secure because of this law and the Supreme Court's decision to uphold it.
Presidential race heats up.
I didn't think I'd get any booze out of here, but...
The super PACs attack.
He picked Joe Biden to be his vice president just to show that he doesn't really need one.
Joe Biden fights back.
Out of touch. A prospect of a president with a Swiss bank account and retirement investments in the Cayman Islands?
I got big boy pants on!
Chris Murphy serves red meat to labor. The McMahon campaign kicks back at the press.
To the McMahon!
Can a ribbon stop Dan Malloy? The State Board of Education smacks down Disneyland. Ned Lamont. Lady Gaga. All this week on Capitol Report. And you are watching Capitol Report. Welcome to all. Joining us at the table today, Global Strategies Group, Tanya Meck, Marty Dunleavy, a liberal activist, progressive guy, Jody Latina, Republican strategist, and the great Vinnie Penn from Vinnie Penn in the mornings on WELI. Who's going to fight for my George W. Bush for president? Bush appointee John Roberts, now a progressive guy. Let's hear what Obama had to say about the Supreme Court decision.
Whatever the politics, today's decision was a victory for people all over this country whose lives will be more secure because of this law and the Supreme Court's decision to uphold it.
So Romney raised $3.2 million moments after the decision was announced. What do we think, Tanya?
Listen, I think this was a win. I think he's absolutely right, a win for the American public. I think this was a win for the president. This was a big deal for him. I know people are talking about that this is going to energize the Romney base. And it looks like there's some fundraising bump. I'm not sure how long that will last. I think when people start figuring out that they can get health care with a pre-existing condition and their kids can stay on their insurance to their 26 and all the other good things that this Health Care Act is going to do, I think people are going to be okay with it.
Jody, I know you have some thoughts about this.
I do. I think that the president does not decide, but that I decide. And if I'm out there and I don't want to have to pay for health insurance because I feel like I'm in a good position, why should I be forced to do so?
Supreme Court says you're wrong.
I don't believe that it was fair. I think that this is a tax hike. They said so much, and now he's going to have to own it.
Justice of the Supreme Court appointed by Bush, one of the most three conservative justices, and he has said that this is a tax, something different than the Democrats were saying, and that the government has the right to tax.
To own up to it.
That's right.
A tax,
and now that we know that it's a tax,
21 taxes to be precise.
Let's name the tax. It is the Romney health care tax, because Romney started it in Massachusetts, and now we have it nationwide. So Romney's a tax raiser. This is the Romney health care tax.
The Roberts Hail Mary by the tax, it's semantics antics. You remember the old Schoolhouse Rock? That would have been a great one. Semantics, conjunction, whatever.
Yeah.
Semantics antics. That's it.
No,
and as for the
written into the tax code.
It was just it was a Hail Mary, and I think it shocked the nation. And to speak to your comment, Tanya, I would have loved it. At just 26 years old, my mother kept begging me to get benefits when I was in my. And I think the reason Obama made that play too is these kids graduating college aren't going to have any jobs anyway. So great for them that they're covered by mom and dad.
Or they could go into the ER and we could all pay for those services ourselves.
Which is what we're doing now.
You know what? We're all going to pay, because people who cannot afford are going to get subsidized.
And
guess
we should
who's going to
pay.
have to
And guess
pay
what?
for it?
Right now they're getting subsidized. Right now every single one of those people is getting subsidized. So let's annualize it. Let's spread it across the entire base. Let's have universal coverage. Let's, in the wealthiest nation in the world, let people go to the doctor and say, where does it hurt, not what does it cost.
They can go to the doctor now.
Let's see what.
No, they can't afford to go to the doctor now.
Let's see what Governor Malloy had to say about this. A happy day for Governor Malloy yesterday.
I have to say, this is as good a result as we possibly could have expected. I have not always seen the wisdom of Chief Justice Roberts, but he demonstrated that he has it.
There you go. We'll end it there. Justice Roberts, conservative hero, liberal hero, conservative god.
No, I think he was very smart. He followed the Constitution and he threw us some red meat for the election. So.
Like you needed more? Oh, yeah. How many more people are going to vote? Well, it's not going to work. That's the problem.
It's going to make people angry.
Marty, you have to have health insurance, but you can't drink a supersized Coke. That's the last 2 weeks in America.
So Obama never said you can't drink a supersized Coke. That was a Republican mayor of New York.
Oh, and that was last week.
And that was last
week. Moving on. Hey, so Obama now swung through the Northeast. You know, Marty, big labor Irish Democrat, has you know, like worked for Ted Kennedy through all this, right? Watch what Obama said in Boston.
And finally, Boston, I just want to say thank you for Euclid. I'm just saying, he's going to have to change the color of his socks. I didn't think I'd get any booze out of here, but I guess I should not have brought up baseball. I understand. My mistake. My mistake. You got to know your crowd.
So, Vinny, the White House, Jay Carney said they were screaming uke, but here's what I want to talk about. Quinnipiac poll has Obama up in all of the swing states of Florida, Ohio, Pennsylvania. How do you see the campaign shaking down now? 4 months left to go.
Oh, well, first for that, I actually thought he handled that moment right there really great. And all Red Sox fans do is boo anyway. So, I mean, it was perfect.
I resemble that remark.
It was perfect, I think. I don't understand the backlash, if it's even genuine.
Oh my God, we have something in common. The press is ready.
That will not be good for things. But the campaign, I mean, officially took it got off an unexpected side road yesterday, I believe.
Have you all seen those most interesting man in the world commercials? Dos Equis commercial. Roll that cue. Dos Equis.
He has inside jokes with complete strangers. Cuba imports cigars from him. Mosquitoes refuse to bite him, purely out of respect. He is the most interesting man in the world. Stay thirsty, my friends.
So here's what a conservative group, Right Change, they're putting an ad called the most arrogant man in the world to go after Obama. Here, check this out.
Out of respect, they gave him the Nobel Peace Prize without him doing anything, and he took it. He changed health care for millions of Americans, even though they liked what they had. He picked Joe Biden to be his vice president, just to show that he doesn't really need one. He is the most arrogant man in the world. I ultimately get what I want. Stay ignorant, my friends.
Stay ignorant, my friends. When Capitol Report returns, Chris Murphy wins the endorsement of the AFL-CIO along with Chris Donovan. We'll talk about Ray Hackett and the McMahon campaign when Capitol Report returns.